Nigeria info. My name is Sam Orokuchinedu. Time check is 11 minutes past 4 p.m. on this truly terrific, no, it's a Friday, fun, fire, and fantastic Friday, the 21st day of the third month in 2025. Now, remember I said this is the major conversation we're having on Hard Facts today, the only one, because at 5, our friends from Sports take over to cover the Rwanda versus Nigeria game. I hope you'll be here for that. So let's dive straight into it. Let's not waste time. If you are not aware that there is a sole administrator in River State, I have serious questions for you. Where have you been? What's going on? Is everything good? But if you are aware, that means you're in tune with the times. Well, thanks to a state of emergency, the suspension of a governor and State House of Assembly and many things following, now we have a sole administrator. And that administrator made an address last night speaking about his promise to restore order to River State. The sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, said his mission is to restore law and order, stabilize the polity, and create the necessary environment for the full restoration of democratic institutions. Admiral Ibas said it in his state broadcast after he assumed office on Thursday. He dismissed the insinuation that he is partisan in the state's political struggle. He promised to respect the rule of law, but warned against any lawless action. The River State Administrator also called on security agencies to remain neutral in the discharge of their duties. Admiral Ibas promised to ensure he said he would work closely with National Assembly, the guidance of President Tinubu. He, however, called on all stakeholders to join hands to ensure that the democratic process is restored. Correspondent to Inkachi also reports that earlier, the administrator held his first Security Council meeting with service commanders. So on paper, everything he has said sounds good. I'm here to restore law and order. I need your cooperation. We need stability in River State and many wonderful things. It was a 10-minute speech. So as you can tell, a lot was said within that time frame. Now, the question I'm going to ask eventually is what visible indicators will signal the restoration of law and order? What would we see to know that law and order is being restored so we can tell that the administrator is working well? But before we get there, let us unpack what he said. Usually, when I take in information, the first thing I do is ask questions. That's how it works for me. And so when I heard that address, the first question I asked myself was, is the sole administrator answerable to the people of River State? Is he answerable to us? And no matter how politically correct you want to give the answer to that question, the answer is no. He is answerable to the president because he was sent on a mission. The president sent him. So he reports to the president and he will do the bidding of the president. What we are hoping for is that our interest aligns with the interest of the president. Because even away from politics, governance, and all of that, if I send someone somewhere, they will do my bidding. If they go and do the bidding of any other person, then its mission failed. So that is important. The second question is, what are the parameters for success? How exactly can we tell that the plan is working? When do we know that order is being restored? What needs to change? Because I know that there was crisis in the state. There still is. The biggest argument used to be Fubara versus Amehule, Assembly versus Governor. That really was it. And every day on Hard Facts, we had those conversations. Some will come and say the governor must be impeached. We cannot take it. Others will say, no, the Assembly is right, is wrong. That was the height of it. So if there is need for a restoration of law and order, are you saying that argument will not happen again? Because to the best of my knowledge, that was the biggest disorder. Is there something we don't know? Yes, a pipeline was blown in. We didn't have this. But after 6 months or whenever he would stay, whatever the duration is, thanks to his intervention, we now have this. But again, let's look at what he actually did say. The administrator's mandate is to restore law and order and stabilize the polity. Those were his words.
To restore law and order, the polity, and to make the full restoration of democratic institutions and representation. This is not a task for one man alone. Success will depend on the collective effort of all Rivers people, elders, political leaders, traditional rulers, faith leaders, youth, women, the media, and civil society.
Okay, Administrator, we hear you. I'm glad you said media because, I have nothing but love and support for you. So we're here. Shout out to media. So that's one of the ability to bring some to whatever it we have now. To say, no, I don't belong to PPAPC. I'm not Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba. I'm in the middle. I'm for everyone. A servant entrusted with a duty for progress. And I need to say this because even in the previous hour, some people say, oh, he's from Cross River. So Cross River, said, oh, this is from. See me as your brother. That's what I am. Again. Okay. I'm not going to play that one. All right. And moving on, he read the Riot Act. He says, even though the job is to restore law and order, and we are all going to work together, if you do anyhow, you will see anyhow. We will not condone violence. We want to keep the peace. That's our job. But for those who do not want peace, side of peace to give them. Let him again.
Ownership, liberty, and fundamental human rights will be respected and protected. The rule of law will remain sacrosanct. However, those who seek to sabotage social stability of the state and national infrastructure and institutions within the state, or who attempt to disrupt the peace for selfish and destructive ends, will find no tolerance for their actions. There will be no room for lawlessness, no space for violence, and no patience for actions that threaten our collective well-being. We will not act arbitrarily, but neither will we hesitate to enforce the law where necessary.
Okay. So that's his position. You know how in school they tell you that there's one teacher who's very nice. So, Mr. This doesn't have problem. Then somebody now adds, but if he flog you, you see how he doesn't have problem. Don't look for his trouble. If he says this, just do it. The man is very nice. But if he flog you, that's what the administrator has said. I'm a man of peace. I want to restore and order. But if peace is not your nick, it's doing you as if you don't like peace. I also don't have peace. I will give it to you hot. Those were not his words, but that's the point he was making. And then finally, the administrator is asking for your help and support. He says you cannot, I beg your pardon, he cannot do it alone. He needs 3 things from you and your faith. And together, we can restore.
Ask understanding and cooperation. Above all, I ask for your faith in the possibility of a better future. One built on peace, stability, and shared progress.
Woo! What else do you want from a man? What does this man need to do again? He has done it. He has said it. Now he's waiting for you. Questions. What ability will signal the restoration of law and order? What needs to happen? What would we see? What would change? Is a cloud going to turn dark? Would it rain? Would sun shine brighter? For us to know, yes. Verily, verily, I say unto you, there is now law and order in Rivers State. Because honestly, I don't know. So I'm genuinely inquisitive. Secondly, you also pray for it. Need your understanding, your cooperation, and faith. Because this alone. Questions 081793 0002 0817923003. 0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Sandy, I'm not going to read your message because I just talked about ethnicity, and you are carrying ethnicity to come here. We are one, my brother or sister. I don't know if Sandy is male or female. You understand? You will not divide us. The administrator has said he's one of us. So this your ethnic sentiment has no place on this space. All right. God Day Temes says, please, the sole administrator should, as a matter of urgency, resign. God Day, it's not yesterday, he just entered. What exactly is your plan? Okay, let me finish the message. Maybe I'm being too hasty. As a matter of urgency, resign because River State is peaceful under Governor Sim. This is a state where oneness and calmness is the order of the day. River State is peaceful. Governor Sim is walking. River State is walking. God Day. It ain't go hard though. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I would take for free. You go hard. Even if I were him. Let me at least do 1 week now. You can't be telling me to resign a day after. It's too quick. It's too quick. To eat bole. Things have to happen. From Good
evening, Sam.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Ayuba Costa.
All right, go ahead.
Sam, like you said, that the callers on radio, the supporters of the both sides, the height of it. And unfortunately, one of the messages you just read, also calling on the CEO administrator, that just assume office, not quite long, to resign. But everybody is people. Imagine. But the sole administrator has spoken, and it is left for those that have ears to hear, to hear. Making insightful comments and statements both on radio and streaming. And when you are traced to be one of those that are making trouble, inciting the public against the government, they won't take it kindly with you, including myself. So I'm urging Nigerians and Rivers people thinking that what we need now is peace. We should support the sole administrator, ensure that his mission to restore peace and to restore Rivers State back to its glory days is achieved. Thank you very much.
Hold on, Gospar, because you've not answered the question. While I understand you're saying we should support the sole administrator, what visible indicators will signal the restoration of law and order? What would we need to see?
What we need to see now, like I see the sole administrator between the time he has come office and now, he has engaged with 3 groups, trying to see possible means and collaboration on how to restore peace in River State. I think that's the nice step.
We didn't have that before? We didn't have anybody that engaged with groups?
Sam, we're in River State. We are only concerned about party members and support groups of political parties.
Okay.
We never see people engage with River people, regional rulers, and all that.
All right.
We are divided along party lines.
Okay, thank you, Gospar. So engagement with groups. I'm writing that down. Because one day I'm going to also be a leader. I must engage. After the break, we engage. Stay with us. of Rivers is that he vowed to restore order to the state. And I'm asking important questions. What visible indicators would signal the restoration of law and order in Rivers State? 08179230002. 081730003. WhatsApp is 08090306416. Live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. Bernard says, hello, Sam. The state has been peaceful since before the sole administrator came. The only thing I want him to do is to broker a peace deal between the warring politicians by asking them to drop all their arrows and sheath ground in a way that will benefit the masses. Bernard from Port Harcourt. And Chief Churchill says, the only change I've seen the new administrator come in is the callers on most radio stations. They've been quiet. No Fubara this or Wike that. Whatever is talking to the president and red and green chambers, they didn't do well. And that's good. At least make we rest more from politics in the states. What I want to know is, will the local government still work, or is it everybody that went on suspension? Thank you. Well, the governor and the assembly were suspended. There were no local government administrators before now, thanks to the Supreme Court nullifying that election. Jimmy says, the reason why you and everyone else is struggling to come up with answers to a question is because there was no need for the illegality in the first place. What must we see to know that peace is back? I have no clue. Is it no more pipeline vandalism? How frequently did it happen? In OBJ and GAJ's tenor, we could clearly see the violence. Hence, it was easy, even when OBJ illegally suspended the governor for a job well done. Except they do their backdoor meeting and say we have resolved to allow the governor present the budget and things go back to normal. Okay, back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Jude Ubani. I'm calling from Amuma.
All right, Jude, go ahead. Go ahead, Jude.
The mission statement of the sole administrator to maintain or to restore law and order. My question is, has law and order ever broken down in Rivers State? The answer is no. It is an imagination, mere imagination of the one who appointed him and sent him to River State. So now, how do we know if we are making improvement? Because he said, the sole administrator says, it's a collective responsibility of everyone. So how do we know when we are doing better? Because I'm using the word now better, because we were good and he wants us to improve. So how do we know? And what does he expect us to do? If anybody thinks law and order had ever broken down in River State, no. So we need to know how we can improve if we think we are going to do better.
Okay.
That's my take.
Thank you very much, Jude. Gift calls from Yenugwa. Good evening, Gift.
Good evening, Samara Koshinedu.
Good evening.
Well, thank you. Let me tell anyone who is doubting if there was a breakdown of law and order. They should go back to their archive. Then they will find out that the breakdown of law and order was there before the sole administrator was appointed.
Well, what is the breakdown?
You will not agree. Yes, you will not agree. The whole of Niger Delta, let me just use Bayelsa here. A ex-militant leader that went to Kwama, I don't know if you heard of that very incident to Kwama, where they killed soldiers. They declared this problem. I heard his news on radio where he came out loudly telling anyone who cares to listen that people are trying to now rope him in with this particular matter that is ongoing. That people are preparing to blow up pipelines and platforms, then they will say it is endurance. That I know nothing about this because I never supported APC. That was his comment. Then his community CDC chairman came out to say, as far as they are concerned, that is the one that is planning this because of the arrangement that they have concerning what is happening in Rivers State.
Hello, Gift.
So the thing is happening
Gift, can you hear me?
Delta.
Hello.
Hello, Gayet.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
I would like you to give value for my time, and I want to return the favor. What is the breakdown of law and order that happened in River State? It's a direct question. Do you have an answer to that question?
The one that happened in River State was that very one that happened in Ogoni. First thing first. Then another one happened in Oba, Igbema.
Yeah, so which is it? Explain it. What happened?
Are you aware of that?
That's why I'm listening.
Bomb blast happened recently after the threat from Niger Delta militants.
Okay. And this
that was what led the president to declare the state of emergency.
The bomb blast happened where? Hold on, Gift. We are having a conversation. Yeah. Calm down. Where did this bomb blast happen? Where did the bomb blast happen?
I said in River State, in peak sections, 2 happened.
Okay. Where did it happen? Where in River State?
I said one in Ogoni area, then one in Oba Igbema area.
Okay. And happened. Okay. And how many people died? How many people were injured?
I am talking about, when you talk about law and order, we are talking about economic sabotage. That is the highest. If you are not seeing resources, what did they use to defeat the Biafra war?
Okay.
They defeated Biafra because of hunger.
All right, thank you very much, Gift, for calling. Bright calls from Rumodumaya. Good evening, Bright. Please go ahead. I've lost that call. Call back if you can. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. Live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Watch, listen, engage. But most importantly, one of your keys. Our ministry is talking about restoring between the governor and the assembly members. Because is there a breakdown of law and order in River State? The River State we are in right now is peaceful. There's no violence in River State. The last time I checked, Joshua from Choba says. Emeka calls from Elele. Hello, Emeka. Good evening.
Yes, my dear brother. Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
Yes, my name.
All right.
The solar administration. Which an order that is store. We are believing in River peacefully. I don't understand that you want to bring peace and order. We are believing peacefully without any. I know that they want to do the bidding of the people that are appointed. We don't know them. But hello?
I'm listening.
I can hear you.
I can hear you too. Go ahead.
We don't know their problem. He is the appointee of APC in River State.
No, hold on. Emeka, listen. Emeka, hold on. You may not like the administrator. You might not be for it, but he was appointed by the president. The least you can do is give respect to that office. He's not the appointee of the APC. He's the appointee of the president.
No, it's the APC government that appointed him. It's the appointment that have the relation is appointee.
Yes, but he is appointed by the president, not by the party. Okay, Mika, thank you very much. Now, again, I say this as many times as I need to. I know that there might be grievances, as there are, but that should not affect your expression. When emotion takes over, you know, people really tend to.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And thank God what you could call it from.
Go ahead.
My precise.
All right.
So I had one of your callers say that I was done past living. There was nothing like that at all.
Okay. Is that respond to? Oh my, issues with the phone line.
That I have, that the administration has just only come to restore peace and order.
Okay.
And from what you and Gift we are discussing, Mr. Arab, do you know one of the worst things in war? When you go into a kind of crime, stop his livelihood, and so will happen, leave him.
Okay.
That's like when you hit the snake on the head, you see the body start shaking. When you begin to attack a natural resources of the country, you begin to bomb pipeline. What SAN do you want to say again? By the time you bomb like 10 pipelines, the whole Nigeria will be in disarray, first of all. So already, I think he has been here, I think for just how many hours now, you know about the new pipeline that's caused. So it's a progress. Then if it is the way you said it, understanding, we understand why he came here, and we understand it with him. And we will cooperate with him, because we want our state back to come back to its democratic way it used to be. Okay. So we will cooperate. Then if it is that of faith that you have, that you say we should have on him, why? But are we not all religious who have faith that we will have a better nation? Then the aspect is said that what step is he going to take to achieve it? So me, one of the things going to take is that the suspended governor should be watched carefully. If not because he has the immunity, that he could be invited. Because remember, he has a gang that he said they should wait. Whenever he wants them to come, that he will lead them. And this kind of man, those guys are still there. You understand? So the man, the administrator, to watch him very, very well, wherever he is now. Whether he's in hiding, whether he's not in hiding, that Nigeria to put that satellite on the Kubara, wherever he is, so that he will not raise that gang. Because those gangs are all over the place now. They're not waiting for his fault. The way he said it,
all right.
Oracle, we are in problem in River State.
Thank you very much, Yuma.
We are in problem. I'm telling you.
Okay. Lawson from Yenogwa. Hello, Lawson. Good evening.
Sam, good evening.
Good evening.
I wonder why people are asking this question. I thought it's obvious, really enough. Notice of conduct them. That's an important pipeline that is taking crude oil to Bonny or export. You know, till now, from the last time I checked, that thing is still leaking crude oil, and then it's busy damaging the stem of the environment that they are trying to clean up. Do you know how many more that would have followed? See, what people don't know is that the coming of this sole administrator just came kindly to stop what could have been a serious disaster in River State.
Okay.
He's coming stop the impeachment, the process. That's what he did. And what they were against was that impeachment. For now, the impeachment has stopped at least. And are you hearing any more again? You are not hearing any more pipeline being blown up. People don't understand. Under Buhari, oil production came to a mere 800,000 barrels per day. At some point, it was even hovering at 700 barrels per day. I mean, that kind of thing. And look at what happened in that government.
Okay.
Yes, the government trying to shore up oil production to take it to at least 2 million barrels per day.
All right, Lawson.
And then this kind of disruption, do you think anybody will fold their hands and wait? Saudi Arabia is Nigeria's mate when it talk of crude oil production.
Okay, Lawson.
Over 3 million barrels.
Thank you very much.
So,
thank you.
Thank you. So for me, you don't need to, it's not perfect.
Thank you, Lawson. My final call, Obed from